Send their asses home. That's it. That's all.
Just trying to stay sucker free in a world full of lollipops. I'm seeing all the ops. Fake news, fake views. It's an illness, the cure to the sick shit. It's the pretty realist. Yeah.
What's good, family? Welcome to Pretty Realist. I thank y'all so much for joining me. Listen, I know it's been a second, but it's all good. I am back with a vengeance. Did a little remodeling. We are in episode 2025 of America, and I have got to be as fly as possible because I got to make myself comfortable. I'm going to be here for a second, all right? Pam Bondi, ma'am, what you got going on? Pam Bondi is the United States Attorney General. Beautiful, beautiful woman. Very strong, vigorous, vivacious. She really sold us. She gave us a lot of hoop dreams, man. When we seen Pam Bondi, Cash Patel, Christy Noam, we was like, yes, they about to make some shit happen. We finally gonna get some people going to prison. Nah, it's been a little slow. We here with it though. We here with it. It definitely has been a slow motion organization when it comes to getting these things that we voted for taken care of. Pam Bondi has definitely been on her shit when it comes to the declassification of certain files from the JFK to the MLK, as well as the Epstein file. But we keep coming up short, so we don't know if we should trust her or not. That's the thing with Pam. We don't know if we could trust you, sis. You keep telling us one thing, but then, like, when you come back, you're only bringing half of the story. Pam is talking about how we need to know that these migrants, these migrants that they swear are just the most hardworking people, but they're hidden in plain sight in our neighborhoods. And you know what I'm talking about. Everybody is saying, okay, we only need to focus on the criminals. We need to focus on the ones who obviously just look like criminals. Say, what does a criminal look like? Maybe they have the tattoos. I don't know what else. Say, what does a criminal look like? Maybe they have the tattoos. I don't know what else. And having tattoos doesn't make another person a criminal. So how do we know that the same people who are out here cutting our grass, who are building these apartment buildings, who are building these homes, who are in our grocery stores, who are in our schools, are not criminals? I don't know if these like sorry ass judges realize, but we voted for Trump for a specific reason. We all voted for him because there were certain things when it comes to his policy that aligned with our values. And handling this illegal immigration issue was probably number one. So much so that people who were immigrants themselves voted for Trump. We did not think that it was okay for those borders to be open. We don't care for immigrants to come over to our country. We understand that a lot of us have families who are immigrants. A lot of us are immigrants ourselves. Immigration works when it's done properly. It was not done properly. I didn't even know how bad the immigration policies of this country were up until this shit happened. It kind of forced me to school it, but it started with Obama. A lot of people are unaware that Obama was damn near like the master deporter. He was deporting them at the same time he was appeasing them. Of course, after Obama was in office, Trump came in and he was like, nah, we need to handle that. Like, this is a problem. Not only is it a problem on our economy, but it's a problem because they're trafficking children. He's the one who implemented making sure that we do certain tests when it comes to the parents that are coming over here with illegal immigrants, because when Obama was in office, there was a problem with children from Guatemala coming over to our country with no adults with them. Sometimes no one knew if they were being trafficked or if this was their sponsor or if this was just somebody who was their actual family. He wanted to make sure that people were doing immigration the right way, but you should not be getting rewarded for doing some illegal shit. That is the problem that we're having in our country. They're rewarding criminals from other countries. The criminals who are in our own country, they constantly are being told that they ain't worth shit. But I'm gonna go ahead and let Pam talk more about what she means when she says that they are living amongst us.
Sure. I think we're going to be very successful on all these. So the one you just brought up, the DEI, that was Department of Education. So we represent all the various agencies, and all of these 170 lawsuits have to do with all the agencies across the board. This particular one, though, was very important because the court said that President Trump can control where our tax dollars go and what they're allocated for. And we do not have to spend them on DEI, and that's what was happening. So the ramifications of that are huge for our country, and that impacts every single agency. To give you an example of a case, Department of Defense. So it's military readiness, and that's one of the president's top agendas, as is Pete Hegseth. So in the a district court in D.C. ruled against us on military readiness, meaning gender dysphoria, ruled against us. We appealed that to the circuit court, and we won. The second we won, within minutes, Shannon, in California, they filed an identical lawsuit, and we lost.
This is judge orders long-term nationwide block on Trump orders on transgender youth healthcare. Ever notice that they always look the same? Just musty, 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 musty. And these aren't even trans people. I don't even know who's trans and who's not. This is by no means disrespect to the trans community at all. I am for people being whoever they want to be, but it is not okay to think that everybody has to be accepting of what you choose to do with your life. It's not okay. I saw a video earlier where a guy was talking about the difference between conservative and liberals when it comes to certain situations. And he did one where he was talking about, being homosexual. When it comes to conservatives, they could be gay and you would never fucking know. Or even if you did know, because they have a certain type of charisma about themselves or a certain type of way of being, they don't give a damn if you don't accept it. They don't need to wear a gay pride flag around their bodies in order for you to be like, okay, I finally see where you're coming from, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you respect. They fought long and hard in order for them to get the same respect and the same treatment that everybody else, because they're merely human beings, and who they love and who they sleep with, that does not dictate how people should treat them in society. Liberals, however, you got to take a whole fucking flag and put it between both of your ears and act as if the whole world needs to accept you. And if they don't accept you, you want to sue them and make sure that they create laws in order for it to be completely illegal and disrespectful and sexist and phobic, any kind of phobic, if anybody disagrees with your lifestyle. It is the most insecure, self-absorbed way of living that I have ever seen anybody in this country live by. It's like America's nuts were cut off. We were castrated under Biden. And now that Trump is actually in office trying to fix these things, we have to go through hell and high water in order to fight against judges who are more in favor of the old ways that the old president was doing, instead of allowing the new president to do what he was voted in office to do. That is the problem.
So that's what we're up against. It's basically a game of whack-a-mole with these district court judges around the country who have a tremendous amount of power. They believe they do, but that's why we're appealing all of these cases, of course, up to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, they're very busy. So you have several things that are sitting there now. So while you had the win on Friday night, a lower court judge on Friday night ruled against you with respect to, and I'm going to read this because I want to make sure I get his name right, Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia, who is somebody who was living in Maryland. He was under an order not to be deported because of fears or danger that he may face back in El Salvador. The government has admitted there was an error in deporting him, but this judge has said you've got a deadline midnight Monday to get him back from El Salvador.
Why are we going above and beyond and bringing the illegal immigrant from their home country back to our country? Because he's scared? None of this shit makes sense. I'm telling you, it's like we are living in a twilight zone right now.
There have been allegations that he is a gang member, that he's involved in human trafficking. This is what the judge said. That's just chatter in my view. I haven't been given any evidence in a court of law when someone is accused of membership in such a violent and predatory organization. It comes in the form of an indictment, a complaint, a criminal proceeding that has robust process so we can assess the facts. So would it be helpful in making your case, not only to the court, but in the court of public opinion, to show what you have explaining these allegations against him?
Yeah, and to explain to you, ICE has testified, members of ICE, that he is an MS-13 gang member. And the defense, his lawyers, have argued, well, he should be here because he was studying to be an electrician.
Who cares? Is he? What is he doing? Electrician for the White House? Is he fixing all of the panels in the country? You know how many people out here are studying to be an electrician? Who's paying for their education? Because I know several people who are studying in school right now to be electricians, to get different types of trades, and they have to take out loans. So who's paying for them to get this This is what I'm saying. They don't want to pay Americans what they weigh anymore. They want us to struggle and to hurt that we have to beg them in order for us to survive. They don't want us to be self-sufficient. They want to allow all of these people to come over here because they want a new fucking voting class and because they want to pay people pennies on a dollar while they continue to get fat.
Well, let me give you a comparison. I was just in our home state of Florida this week where we arrested 3 MS-13 gang members. These 3, they are charged with violently stabbing an individual over 100 times as part of their gang initiation. 1 was arrested in Fort Lauderdale. 1 was arrested. He fled to Minnesota. Great police work, FBI, all of the agencies together. Border Patrol even caught him. 1 there. And then the other, ready for this, was a drywall hanger in the Villages in Florida. Hanging drywall. So the argument that because these people are living among us, these illegal aliens from El Salvador, means they're not part of a gang. That's how they're hiding. That's how they're succeeding. Last week, the days all run together. Last week, we were in half an hour from here, from where we're sitting right now in Virginia, and arrested another extremely violent gang member. He was the leader for the East Coast, one of the top 3 leaders for our entire country. And this guy was living in Virginia in a nice neighborhood. There were wreaths on the door. There were children's bicycles outside his neighbor's home. That's so frightening, and that's how they insulate themselves. So we have to rely on what ICE says. We have to rely on what Homeland Security says. They're our clients, and I firmly believe in the work they are doing, and we're going to make America safe again. That was President Trump's directive to all of us.
So Obrego Garcia, though, was not charged with any of these things, stabbings, murders, anything.
No.
He was never charged or convicted with anything. So is there a missed opportunity there for the government with this order to bring him back? Even if you could, if you did, would he then face charges here?
Well, yeah, and our jails are full of people. We want to send these people out of our country when possible. When we have charges of violent murder, we're going to keep the ones that are here. We're going to keep them here. We're going to charge them. We're going to prosecute them. The one in Florida I just mentioned, we had the victims' families in court with us, and that gives them closure. But the best thing to do is to get these people out of our country. And when that first plane left and landed in El Salvador, there were 261 reasons why Americans were safer. We have to look out for the safety of our country first and foremost, and that is Donald Trump's directive, and we're going to continue to do.
Send their asses home. That's it. That's all. It really ain't nothing else to talk about. Send their asses home. If you already know that the jails in America are full, which they pretty much are because we love just locking people up and keeping them there for stupid shit, why are we allowing illegal immigrants who come over to our country to do egregious things stay in our jails instead of sending them back to their country? I mean, it just really kind of makes sense. I don't know, y'all. Like, y'all tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think that we should continuously allow these illegal immigrants to stay in our country, especially considering that we have this sorry-ass, punk-ass judge, Edward Chin, who pretty much decided that they were going to go ahead and extend the TPS for the Venezuelans until 2026. I'm just saying. Lincoln Rally, anybody? You gonna say that they still hardworking people too? They are taking up space. We were doing just fine in 2020 before, when we had the illegal immigrants that we had here who were minding their business, drinking their water, and taking care of their family. There was no problem then. It wasn't until they opened those borders and they pretty much allowed just every and anybody to come in here. And now we have all of these people in our country who are getting special fucking treatment. So you don't think that maybe these people need to go back to their country so we could focus on rebuilding our nation, considering that we never got a chance to do so right after the pandemic? It was like America had the rug snatched from underneath their feet, and none of these people from the left give a damn. And in fact, half of them, they should probably be feeling the same thing, but they're too busy being numb by the fact that they want to represent something that makes them feel as if they matter. Like the left have become some of the most egotistical, self-centered people that I have ever seen in my life. Y'all are more concerned with less than 5% of the population getting their rights to pretty much mutilate themselves, and illegal people who come to our country who don't even make the time to speak our language, who come over here and get all kinds of treatment. Never mind the 400,000 plus children that are still missing from the border. Never mind the fact that our job market is ass right now. Never mind the fact that our housing market is ass right now, and that we have vets and American citizens who are sleeping on the streets and in their cars right now. But every time I go to the store, you know who I see happy? Illegal immigrants with a pocket full of cash. It's a humanitarian crisis. I get it. But we got our own shit going on. All I'm saying is just seems a little bit like something in that milk ain't white. They're continuously fighting for them to stay here for a reason, even though it's already been proven that it is not helping us one bit. Either way, I hope you all enjoyed this broadcast. I'll be back with the next video. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And listen, don't shoot the messenger. Only receive the message. If it's for you, receive it. If it's not, leave it. I'll definitely make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. You can follow me on TikTok at Pretty Realist, as well as at Pretty Realist 1 on both X and IG. And I will see you next time.
Just trying to stay sucker free in a world full of lollipops. I'm seeing all the ops. Fake news, fake views. It's an illness, the cure to the sick shit. It's the Pretty Realist.